Hi, Grace. I never got the chance to thank you for all your help at our wedding. Thanks to you, it went perfect.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, and your speech was wonderful.
I wish Joan's dad was with us to make the speech. If he was alive, he would have made a better one.
Yours was great. My parents were very touched.
The wedding was a lot more compact than I expected.
Well, we both don't like to be the center of attention. So we only invited close family and kept the crowd as small as possible.
A big and gorgeous stage would have been misfit, for you anyway. So I guess a compact wedding was suited for you.
You're totally right. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to wear a wedding dress.
But you did in the end.
Yes, because my grandmother really wanted to see me in one. So I thought I'd give it a try. But I chose a very simple design. I didn't want anything too fancy.
Yes, I think you chose right. Sorry to be blunt here, but you wouldn't look good in something fancy.
I agree. I was glad everyone enjoyed it, though.
I never would have thought my son would choose someone like you.
Oh, I know, me neither. He's very handsome, which he must have gotten from you. Anybody would assume he'd choose someone pretty.
All of his exes were very pretty. He even dated a girl who won a beauty trophy.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Good-looking people must attract other good-looking people. I wish I could be a part of that.
The reason why he became attracted to you is probably because of that positivity of yours.
I think so. He said he becomes more lively when I'm with him.
Oh, I forgot to mention that next month there's a big family gathering. Why don't you two come?
Nice! Are we celebrating something?
Yes, there's a family member who's turning 100 years old. She's Joan's grandfather's sister, which makes her Joan's great-aunt.
Wow, a great-aunt? I did meet John's grandfather at our wedding. He is a very fashionable gentleman.
He has 7 siblings. The eldest is turning 100.
What is John's grandfather's birth order?
The last? That's why the two are quite far apart in age.
I bet!
Anyway, we have a banquet room booked at a hotel for the celebration.
A banquet room? Wow!
You should come and say hello. Most of the family weren't invited to the wedding, so you haven't had the chance to meet them. This would be a great opportunity.
I agree! I'll check the date with John. Just to confirm, are you sure I'm invited?
I will let the host know. Everyone should be aware that John got married, so I'm sure it won't be a problem.
Oh, thank you. I look forward to seeing everyone.
Good. I hope you get along with everyone. How was the gathering for you last night? You seemed quite nervous.
Good morning. Oh, yes, I was very nervous to meet everyone, and I was astonished. How come everyone in the family is so good-looking?
I know. I was surprised when I joined the family as well. Everyone has a very pretty face.
It made my heart race. I felt completely out of place.
You would actually stand out among such good-looking people. As in, a bad way.
I think I kinda did.
Makes you lose your confidence, doesn't it? You must have felt alien, or even miserable. Maybe. Do you regret that you got married into this family?
I mean, I was a little embarrassed. But I didn't feel alien.
You don't have to act strong.
I'm sure. Because everyone was so nice to me. The younger member of the family went out for more drinks afterwards. We all became good friends. We were calling each other by nicknames by the end of the night. Or should I say, by the morning? We stayed out so long, I just woke up.
Huh? You became that close with them? With my family?
Yes, we exchanged contacts and everything. We also created a group chat. I'm so glad you asked me to join the gathering.
That's not right.
Beg your pardon?
That's not right. Why did you get close to them?
What? Grace, what's wrong?
You do not fit in the family. A decent person would realize and want a divorce. How the hell can you not see someone as ugly as you don't belong?
Ugly?
I'm referring to you. Why is my son married to such a pig? You're not welcomed.
Oh, Grace, calm down.
How did you do it?
Huh?
I'm asking you how you tricked my son to marry you. Surely you had to. Do you have something on him?
What? No! We're together because we fell in love. I had never tricked him. How could I have that kind of technique? My experience with men are so limited.
I don't believe you. That can't be. Who would fall in love with a person like you? You're ugly. You give me chills. What did you do to marry John? I refuse to accept you as my daughter-in-law.
Wow. So the truth comes out. I didn't know you thought of me that way. I mean, I did know that you always kept your distance, but I see now that you never liked me.
When first John introduced you to me, I was so shocked that I nearly fainted. I couldn't help but wonder if John was having issues with his vision.
I do realize that my appearance is far from attractive, but John loves me for who I am inside.
If you know that, you're unattractive. How can you allow yourself to be with John? Get a divorce.
I don't want to do that. You might not believe this, but we are very happy together. Everyone in the family said that John seems much happier than before. You heard them too, didn't you?
That's only because he's still excited about being a newlywed. It will die down in a matter of time. Then he will deeply regret he married an ugly person like you.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I am. He'll regret it for sure. If John doesn't want a divorce now, so be it. For now, though. You must be perfect at housekeeping. You're not good enough to be his wife, so at least be sure to take care of all the chores. That's the only thing you can provide him.
Housekeeping?
Duh, that's the least you can do.
Okay. I'm not very good at housekeeping, but I'll do my best.
Excuse me?
Hi, Grace, what is it? Is something wrong?
Yes, something is very wrong. I heard from John's cousin. Is it true that you're making John cook?
Oh, that.
Have you forgotten what I said to you? An ugly pig like you making my son do chores? It's unbelievable.
We help each other with chores since we both work. Surely I can't manage everything on my own.
That's your responsibility. My poor baby, get a divorce, now. He comes home tired from work and you make him go through all that? The wife should take care of all the chores. Why are you working anyway? You should be a full-time housewife and support your husband.
Actually, truth be told, John is the full-time homemaker now.
Excuse me?
John stays at home as the homemaker, and I go out to work as the breadwinner.
What are you talking about? You're talking gibberish? John is a sales executive at a trading firm.
But he actually became sick from overworking. So he left the firm when we got married. That's why he cooks dinner and does other house chores.
What? Why have I not heard about this? This is very significant news. I don't understand why this was kept from me.
Probably because he didn't want to tell you. I mean, your reaction is imaginable. You would say something like, "Be a man, blah blah." Your ideology is so biased and outdated.
I beg your pardon?
Well, John's actions speak the truth, right? He hasn't told you, so he must not trust you.
What do you know about my son? Don't you speak like you know everything.
John has sometimes spoken about you, and they were mostly negative.
What? How so?
That you were a lazy, stay-at-home mom. You never worked and yet spent so much of what your husband had earned without even doing any house chores. And that you were an arrogant, unlikable person.
John said that?
Yes, he did to me. So I think that John may not like you that much, Grace.
That can't be. You're lying to me. You're lying to me about everything, including that you're the breadwinner. You're trying to deceive me.
No, it's the truth. I am in a directive position of an international firm. I make plenty to pay for the both of us.
That's not reason enough for my son to be a homemaker.
John didn't like working in an organization. He really hated his environment where he had to show up at this office every day. He worked for his living, but one day his heart couldn't tolerate it anymore. There was even a time when he physically could not take a step forward while he was headed to his office.
It was that bad for him?
Yes, it was. When I first met him, he was not in a good condition. We became close because I was giving him advice about work. Once we started dating, we realized that we were a good fit because we kind of supplemented each other. So, we got married and agreed that John would be the homemaker.
That's why he chose you?
The current lifestyle suits him. He seems much happier nowadays.
You, a director at an international firm? Do you think I can actually believe that?
I don't mean to boast or anything, but I am really good at what I do. My professional background helped me hit it off with your family too, you know?
What do you mean?
Remember the family gathering you invited me to the other day? Well, a few of us began to talk about work, and it really sparked the conversation. I was like a consultant that night. Some asked me for advice and all. See, that's one of the reasons why I was able to get along with your family.
You pig! No, it can't be true. I don't believe any of this.
Oh, well, that's too bad. If you don't want to believe it, so be it. I didn't want to, but I will let John know of our conversations. I don't think I can tolerate you calling me a pig any longer anyway.
Everyone is out of their minds. Why does everyone have your back? Why am I the one getting scolded?
I heard you got told off by some of your family. What did you expect after being so disrespectful to me? Just because you're my mother-in-law doesn't give you the right to say things like that.
How the hell did you trick everyone to like you? You just got married to John. You're new.
Oh, did I never tell you? I am really talented at that. I'm very likable. It's important for me to be able to build a good relationship with people. Not only for work, but also for my personal life. I'm quite proud to say this skill helped me to become a director regardless of my young age.
I was even told that I should be begging you for forgiveness. How can this be?
Wow, I guess I really am loved. John was furious about all you had to say to me. From my perspective, it's very sweet of someone to become so emotional for me.
Everyone is a traitor. When I first joined the family, everyone was nice to me. They treated me so well, saying how glad they were to see such a pretty bride.
Yes, but you have an ugly personality. And people get used to seeing a pretty face after a while.
Who are you calling ugly? Someone as ugly as you can't call someone else ugly.
You know, people try to avoid something unattractive. In my case, my personality made up for my unattractiveness. So I always had people around me. In your case, though, your face wasn't enough to make up for your personality. That's why no one is around you anymore. That's how ugly your personality is.
Shut your mouth, you pig.
John is very disappointed in you. He said he didn't want to contact you anymore, or even see you.
What? He can't cut me loose like that. You don't mean he's leaving his old mother?
Honestly, we both don't want anything to do with you. It's so unfortunate. All your family are so nice. How did you end up like that?
Don't talk to me like you know better. I will not take that from you.
See, that's what I mean by ugly personality. You think you can say anything just because you're pretty? Well, you should know, life is not that easy.
Are you scolding me? A petty girl like you?
You may be older, but clearly I am much more aware of how the world works. You should feel ashamed you are getting scolded by someone younger than you. I hope one day your heart and face balances out. Grace was not able to redeem herself from her bad reputation in the family. On the contrary, John and I became even closer with the other family members. Grace couldn't stand it, so she stopped contacting everyone, hoping that somebody would worry and eventually call her. But no one did. Grace became desperate and wrote a letter to John, claiming he should be worried about her. The only way she could contact him was through a letter because he was ignoring all her messages. But that letter too was torn and thrown away by John. Soon after, our address changed, so we stopped receiving letters. Recently, most of our family has forgotten about Grace. And I am living happily with John.